I worked with a director of finance once who used to apologize before he opened his mouth in the leadership meeting. He had the sharpest read on the numbers in the building, and he'd preface every point with something like, I might be missing something here, but 6 months later, he made VP, and the apology was gone. A year after that, he was the person the room waited on before any spend got approved. I'm telling you about him because of the order those things happened in. The grip he eventually had at the top, the one that made him formidable and a little immovable, you could already see it forming in that conference room when he was still apologizing. That's the thing I want to put in front of you in this video. We tend to treat the most senior seat as the place where the real coaching lives, and everything underneath it as the warm-up. I want to hand you a different read, and it's going to change where you point your attention as a coach. Here's the surprise, said plainly up front so you can carry it through everything that follows. The level below the C-suite, the one that looks like the junior version of this work, is often where your coaching does the most. Not because the people are easier, because the formation there is still wet. The collision between two directors hasn't hardened into the thing it will become at the top, and a collision that hasn't hardened is one you can actually move. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole tier of clients you can suddenly see. There's a pull in this profession, and I felt it myself, to believe that the higher you coach, the more the work matters. The C-suite becomes the big leagues in your mind. The CEO, the CFO, the CMO around one table. That's where you imagine the consequential coaching happens, and everything below it starts to feel like reps you do on your way to the real game. I understand the pull. The stakes at the top are visible. The titles are bigger. The decisions move more money. The room has more gravity. So your eye drifts upward toward the most senior seat you can reach, and you measure the importance of an engagement by how high it sits on the org chart. I want to question that assumption because it quietly costs you. When your attention is trained on altitude, you start to overlook the place where your hands can actually shape something. You take the engagement 2 rungs up because it sounds more important, and you walk past the engagement 1 rung down where the same dynamic is still soft enough to work. So let me offer a different read, the kind that reorganizes where you look. Stop sorting clients by how senior they are. Start sorting them by how movable the formation is. Those two things feel like they should line up, and they often don't. Hold that question loosely for the next few minutes, because once you stop equating high with important, a whole tier of the org opens up underneath you, and that tier is the rest of this video. Think about what's actually happening to a person in their first year as a VP. The skill that got them here was being right. They out-analyzed people. They had the cleanest answer, the tightest model, the fact nobody could argue with. And that's exactly what earned them the promotion. And then somewhere in that first year, being right quietly stops being enough. The room they're in now runs on influence, on alliance, on reading the other functions and bringing them along. And the currency they trusted starts to come up short. Most of them feel this before they can name it. That's the part I want you to really hear. A director or a VP in the middle of that shift will tell you something is off. They'll say the meetings feel different, that they're winning the argument and losing the decision, that they don't quite know why their good logic isn't landing the way it used to. They feel the ground moving. They just don't have language for what's moving. This is the exact transition where what got them here stops getting them there. And it's live right now in their body. The formation that will eventually harden into I am the person who's always right and I lead by being right is still forming. It hasn't set. The lean exists. You can see it tilting, but the clay is soft enough that the person could still lean a different way. That softness, that not yet decided quality, is the opening. A leader who can feel the currency failing but can't name it is a leader ready to be coached. You're not prying open something sealed. You're meeting them right where it's still in motion. Now, here's what makes this practical instead of just hopeful. Everything this course taught you for the apex works one level down with nothing changed. Read the formation, name the collision, metabolize it, rather than rushing to resolve it. You don't need a new method for directors and VPs. The same lens drops straight down. Let me make it concrete. A finance director and a marketing director sit on a leadership team and they grind against each other in every planning meeting. If you watch them with the lens you've built, you'll see it immediately. They're colliding for the exact same structural reasons their CFO and CMO collide 2 levels up. The finance director is protecting rigor, certainty, the case made before the money moves. The marketing director is protecting momentum, the bet on where the market is heading that you can't fully prove yet. 2 formations that are both right, both necessary, and structurally required to work together while pulling in opposite directions. It's the same collision you'd read at the top, same shape, same engine, earlier in its life. The CFO and CMO version is just this version after another decade of hardening. So when you sit with these 2 directors, you're not doing a lesser kind of coaching. You're reading the same structural pattern with the same tools at a moment when it's more workable. That's why I keep saying the lens transfers without modification, not as reassurance, as a description of the mechanism. The collision is structural. It shows up wherever 2 functions meet. And the read you learn for the C-suite is the read for any scene where 2 formations are required to collaborate. Picture 2 pieces of pottery. One has been through the kiln, fired hard, glazed, finished. You can admire it, you can use it, but you cannot reshape it. Push on it and it cracks. The other is clay still on the wheel, still wet, still spinning. That one moves under your hands. That's the difference between the C-suite collision and the director level collision. Same vessel, same intended shape. One has fired, one hasn't. Take our finance director and marketing director again. Here's what's true about them that isn't true about their bosses. Neither of them has fully decided this is who they are yet. The finance director hasn't completely become the person who blocks every spend until the numbers are airtight. He's leaning that way. The formation is taking that shape, but he's still in the transition where he half knows that being the rigorous one isn't winning him the influence he wants. He can still go a different direction. The clay hasn't fired. The CFO version of that same person, 12 years on, has fired. The identity has hardened around being the guardian of financial discipline. By then, it's load-bearing, woven into how he sees himself and how the whole company relies on him. You can coach it, but you're working against a kiln. So the collision between these 2 directors is the same collision caught earlier while it's still negotiable. That's the gift of the timing. You get to put your hands on the pattern while it's wet, before the kiln, before either person has decided the lean is simply who they are. That window doesn't stay open. Use it while it's there. This is the line that reorganizes a practice, so let me say it directly. The crystallized version of a collision at the C-suite resists you. The forming version at the director and VP level is often where you move the most with the least force. The least force. That phrase matters. At the top, you're often pushing against an identity that has been reinforced for years by success, by the org's reliance on it, by the person's own sense of who they are. You can get movement, but it costs enormous effort. And sometimes the most honest thing you can do is help them metabolize a formation that simply isn't going to change. One level down, a small, well-placed read can shift the whole trajectory because the person hasn't committed yet. A single good conversation about what the influence game actually requires can redirect a formation that's still choosing its shape. I want to be careful here because I don't traffic in absolutes, and neither should you. I said often more movable, not always. You'll meet directors whose formation is already rigid at 35, hardened early by some history you can't see, and you'll meet a C-suite leader in a genuine crisis whose formation has cracked wide open and become unusually workable. Movability tracks the state of the formation, not the altitude of the seat. The level is a strong signal, not a law, but as a working bias. Point your attention down a rung more often than your instinct tells you to. That's where you'll find collisions still soft enough that your hands actually leave a mark. That's where a coach earns the most with the least. Let me hold a clear line right here, because I'd rather draw the boundary myself than have you assume I've handed you more than I have. This video is a preview. Treat it as a preview, with everything a preview promises and everything it deliberately holds back. Everything this course is built for sits at the apex. We taught the formation collision read at the C-suite at full depth, because that's where the work is hardest to see and most consequential to get right. That's the spine, and it stays the spine. What this video did was hand you a recognition, and recognition is a real thing, but it's a different thing from a method. The recognition is this: a whole tier of clients just became legible to you. Directors, VPs, the leaders one rung below the top, the people living mid-transition with the currency failing in their hands. Before this video, you might have walked past them, sorting by seniority, saving your best attention for the corner office. Now you can see them as exactly what they are: collisions still forming, clay still on the wheel, often the most workable clients you'll ever have. That seeing is the gift. Don't underrate it. Half of coaching is knowing who in the room is actually your client. But the full down level method, the per role, one-on-one formation work of actually moving a director through that transition, that's the next rung. And it lives beyond this course. I'm not going to pretend a preview module can carry it. What you have now is a trained eye and a lens that reaches further than you knew. That's plenty to start working with. And it's an honest accounting of where you stand. I won't sell you the next rung inside a teaser. And there's something worth knowing about a lens that reaches down. The same property that lets it drop a level also lets it spread sideways. If the formation collision read works on the CFO and on the finance director below him, Then it works on any two formations that are structurally required to meet anywhere in the building. Sit with that for a second because it's bigger than it first sounds. You spent this whole course learning to read collisions inside one executive team around one table. But that table isn't sealed off. The finance and marketing tension you learn to read at the top reflects a finance and marketing tension that runs through the entire organization, down every level, at every seam where those two functions are forced to collaborate. Engineering and legal grinding at the product launch seam. Sales and operations colliding over what got promised versus what can be delivered. Every cross-functional boundary in the company is a place where two formations meet and pull, and now you can read all of them. So the lens doesn't just reach down to the next tier, it reaches across the whole org. Reading one executive team well has quietly trained you to read the entire building, because the building is made of the same structural seams, repeated at every level. I'm not going to open that up fully here because it deserves its own video and its own care. That's exactly where 9.2.2 picks up, the move from down to across, from one team to the whole organizational system, with an honest map of where the road keeps going after that. For now, just hold the recognition that the door that opened downward also opens sideways. Here's your work before the next video, and it's a quick one, but do it as a real exercise, not a passing thought. Pull out a pen or open a note, because naming it on the page makes it land in a way that thinking it never does. Bring to mind the organizations you know, the ones you coach inside or have watched closely. Now find one director or VP level pair where a collision is still forming. Two leaders, one rung or two below the C-suite, who grind against each other for structural reasons, the way our finance director and marketing director did. And here's the specific condition I want you to hold to. At least one of them has to be mid-transition. Someone living through the shift right now, where being right is quietly stopping being enough, and influence is starting to matter. Who can feel the ground moving under them even if they can't name what's moving? Write it in one line. Name the two people, name their functions, and name what each one is protecting in the collision. The finance side protecting rigor and certainty, the marketing side protecting momentum and the unproven bet, or whatever the real shapes are in the pair you've chosen. That pair is a client this course just made visible to you. Before today, you might have looked past them on your way up the org chart. Now you can see the collision still soft, still on the wheel, still workable. Sit for a moment with how it feels to point your attention there instead of always upward. Keep that one-line pair in front of you. In the next video, we widen the lens all the way out across the whole organization, and I show you where this road goes from here.